All right, we're live, and we are here talking about collaboration and how that affects the way that we communicate within virtual reality. And I am so excited to have had a chance to learn about a new program, a new opportunity to collaborate. I'm way into virtual reality and, of course, even virtual connection. So doing virtual conferences like at Camp Global or Global Maker Day coming up. And really collaborating and coming on Google Hangouts or any other connection tool that you would use is something that I do pretty regularly, something I love doing. But this is the first time I've ever seen it in this kind of format for classrooms. And I am going to introduce you to Gabe Baker, and he's going to explain his title, what he's come to create, and then we're going to explore some functionality and some things that you can incorporate into your classroom. So Gabe, if you want to go and get started.
Cool. Thanks for that intro. So I'm Gabe. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Edorble. I'm a former teacher myself, then I went to grad school for education. My goal with Edorble was to make a 3D virtual world that was really purpose-built for teachers and students. So we've only laid the foundation now, but already it's a very simple, easy to use 3D environment where classes can come together to communicate, collaborate. We have screens in the world so you can come together to watch videos, look at websites. You can break into small groups really easily. And yeah, that's kind of where we are now.
Very cool. So how long have you guys been doing this, and where are you at right now within the company and getting I want to say, every time I do this, I want to type in an A with Edorble. So then I'm like, well, now I'm second guessing how to say the name of it, but it just sounds like Edorble. No?
Yes, that's fair.
Okay.
However it comes out and it's fine.
Okay, what would you say? How would you say it again?
I say Edorble.
Edorble. Okay. So that's what it sounds. All right. So, I mean, what started the company? Why did you start the company? Why are you guys moving in this direction? Like, what brought about this interest?
So basically we noticed that teachers were interested in this sort of technology, but they were using tools that weren't actually built for educational purposes. So they were using things like Second Life or even Minecraft or other kind of game-based environments. So that was kind of our main push, is that we wanted to make one that really felt like it was built for education. We put out a beta in December. It works on PC and Mac, and in a few weeks it'll work on a few virtual reality headsets. Just a few weeks ago, we launched what we're calling the Pioneer program, where we're taking on about 1,000 teachers to kind of be early users and testers, and they can use it to their heart's content for free. And we'll kind of be working with each of them closely to make sure that Edorble's up and running on their machines, and that we kind of know what they want to do with it, and then have them try to do it with Edorble. So we've seen a lot of signups already over these past few weeks that we're really excited about. Definitely some available spots though for teachers that are interested. So we encourage any of you to sign up to be pioneers.
Have you had any classrooms come on yet?
Yeah, definitely. We have, so far in the Pioneer group, we have a few foreign language teachers that are already using Edorble to meet for just kind of conversational practice in Edorble. Some of these meetings are with students from coming together from the US, with students in Europe, practicing French. So often there are kind of like cross-cultural collaborations going on in Edorble, which we think is cool.
That is really cool. That's awesome. So kind of getting started with Edorble, this is online. However, it's something that's installed. So what are the different components? So what would they need to do in order to participate?
Sure. So at the very least, you need either a Mac or a PC. Once you become a pioneer, it takes a download. So you need I'd say about a gig free of space on your hard drive. If you are on Windows, you can't be on like the very earliest versions of Windows 7, but every other version works fine. And other than that, it should work okay. You need at least a half-decent internet connection, and then Edorble should work fine.
Awesome. Okay. Well, what would you like to show us today within the program?
Sure. So I would love to first kind of show you a look at our website for those interested in being pioneers. Is it showing okay?
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Okay, cool. So if you head to adorble.com, it shows kind of a little video tour of the world itself, so you can check that out there. Breaks down some of the features. We run a blog where we just blog about education and virtual reality and 3D technology. So if you're curious about that, we also keep a lot of sort of ideas for how to implement Edorble with your students on this blog. So I encourage you to check that out. And then if you would like to be a pioneer, you can just click this Apply Now button, and it will simply take you to a little sign-up form where we learn a little bit about you and how you might be interested in using Edorble so that we can kind of help you specifically. And then you just hit submit, and then we will get back to you via email. So it's very simple. We have a really kind of enthusiastic crew of people in the program already, and we're looking forward to working with them. So that's the website. And then should I go ahead and screen share Edorble itself?
Let's go in, yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay.
If you want to go ahead and just talk us through like the scene and
Sure.
some of the, and then I'll join in with you on my end.
Sounds good. Cool. So here I am. Oh, I see you just joined. Cool.
Yeah.
The system is very simple. It's just whoever puts in the same code at the same time will be in the same world. So we both put in the Pioneer code. So here's Edorble. If you go looking to the left, you can see that there's kind of a big kind of like screens out on a meadow over there and a sort of forest environment. It's kind of the more like casual, playful space.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think a good thing for us to check out now, though, would be the sort of like auditorium space. So if you turn around, you can head in to the kind of central auditorium in Edorble. And when you're in here, just a few of the gestures you can do. So you can have students kind of press R to raise their hand. You can press T to sit down, things like that. In this auditorium, gives you this kind of bird's eye view, but you can hit tab to zoom into the screen. You can hit tab again to go back to your avatar view. And then whoever is standing on this blue circle here can kind of control the web browser.
Mm-hmm.
And this web browser works just like any other browser. You can just put in a URL and it will navigate to that site, and everyone sees the same thing. So I just went to the Edorble blog, and you can see that it's a synced up browser.
Mm-hmm.
You can put in URLs from Google Drive in here, so you can pull up Google Drive files. Not every website works perfectly, but we're working on figuring out all the kinks now. But a lot of websites work just fine.
That's awesome. Now, I think you mentioned before Flash may be a potential problem. Is that right?
Flash is an issue, yeah. Flash doesn't run in this browser.
Okay. So if they're trying to actually kind of the interactive portion may not be necessarily there yet.
If they're Flash-based, yeah. But if they're based on JavaScript or something else, then they usually work okay.
Awesome. Very cool. So can you actually use Twitter inside of here? So like we had to tweet out a picture or something. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see if we can get on Twitter. Yes, on the login. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay.
Sometimes websites that require a
Some authentication.
let's give it a try. Oh, whoops. Why did I just put in adorble.com as my Twitter handle? It's my bad.
You never know.
Yeah. Cool. Here we are on Twitter. Seems to be loading up.
That's pretty awesome. You had to do a post real quick and like screenshot that we're live.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can, let me see it first. Screenshot. Done.
So how many windows can you have active? Is it just one at a time?
It is just one. So yeah, it looks like Edorble won't let me.
Actually
Looks
have
like
some of those features.
I can write a tweet,
Yeah, that sounds kind
but
of cool.
very cool. Having a blast in Edorble with.
I know JAIMEDONALLY. So if you guys are wondering why I'm looking over, it's because I'm on a computer over here participating inside of the world while we're talking here.
Cool.
This is awesome.
New hashtags for good measure. Cool. Been tweeted.
Very cool.
A few other just notes about Edorble. The voice chat is spatialized, so you only hear who you're close to. So that's why you can break into small groups, but then whenever you want, you can broadcast your voice out to everyone by just holding down B.
Okay.
And
would that just be in the auditorium, or would that be in the whole world?
Oh, in the auditorium, everyone can hear each other just because they're in the auditorium together.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But then as soon as you're outside of it, it's that kind of spatialized system.
That's cool.
In about a week or two, fingers crossed, the update to Edorble will let you kind of save web content on these screens so that it stays there persistently. Mm-hmm. So right now, if we were to leave the world, all the screens kind of go back to the homepage, but we're making it so that teachers can leave leave galleries of content on these screens. Not even just one page on the main screen, but also every screen will have a few buttons to the side of it where you can save URLs that get kind of stored there so that people can check out links that you've saved.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what are these other spots for? So the first, let's say, well, let me go into the world here. Oh, I got to stand up, I guess, to move.
Yes, you do.
So what is that little circle for?
Oh, that's actually just like a decorative spot.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, then you get transported to a whole new world.
Yeah, in time.
Okay. Well, you want me to follow you?
Yeah, sure. We can just take a little cruise outside here.
And if you guys notice, this is, something to get used to as far as like actually moving around and going somewhere. You have to click where you want to go, which sounds pretty easy. And can you remind me how to turn around?
You sort of just have to like click behind you.
Okay. Well, what about like you had told me one time about going, like turning and looking around, not necessarily walking at a new door.
If you press C, you can rotate the camera.
Okay, with my mouse.
That's right. And then if you press C again, it'll go back to the normal.
That's so cool. And why C?
C for camera.
Okay, well that helps because then I'll remember that. Okay, that makes sense.
Cool. But yeah, that's Edorble in a nutshell. We've kind of just laid the foundation for what's to come.
And what is the purpose of these different spaces out here?
So these are for if you have kind of small groups that want to break out, but each group wants to have their own screen to work with and browse the web.
That's so awesome. So let's say everybody's browsing the web on these different screens. Is that a problem in the classroom or no?
No, not really. We have found that to not really be a problem. The classes that are already in Edorble that break into small groups, they've been able to do this just fine, and all the web browsers can run at the same time, and that's no problem. Some of them do things where like you can have them working on a Google Doc at the same time. They're on different screens, like the same Google Doc. And things like that, where like more than one person is kind of interacting with the browser at once. But yeah, it's been okay so far. Okay, that's pretty awesome. This is a really incredible opportunity for classrooms right now. If you are thinking about what you can do for free, this is the time to jump on something like this. I think Edorble is doing something very right when it comes to collaboration.
And I really hope that, this would be something that classrooms then can engage with other classrooms and really move towards practicing some good digital citizenship. And I think that this is a piece of the process. So I'm super excited to share this with people. Collaboration is just the norm, and it's really the future for our kids. So thinking outside of our little classroom or outside of our school or even outside of our district and connecting with other classrooms and collaborating, this I think is so much safer. Like you had said, Gabe, that where the places that you can go to right now is just not there. I mean, we don't really have that kind of opportunity to do that in a safe place. And this is absolutely a place for kids to come and engage in collaborating on ideas and sharing plans and whatever it might be. Do you see, so thinking about, you had mentioned devices and having that available even in some wearables. So what types of things are coming out in the future that you guys have plans for?
Sure. So the first VR build that we have coming out is for kind of the high-end VR headsets like Oculus Rift and HTCs, but we see a big opportunity in the mobile VR space. And before, like on Google Cardboard, Edorble just didn't work because it was too like graphically rich of an experience to run that well on Cardboard. But Google's new mobile VR system, the Daydream VR Viewer, we think probably is powerful enough to handle a good experience with Edorble. So I think after we build for Oculus and an HTC's headset, we will make a big push for mobile VR, probably starting with the Google Daydream headset.
That's awesome. I think, some of the things that as a classroom teacher, if you're talking to classrooms, we don't have access, like you said, to those high-end technology resources. I mean, it's super cool to talk about Google Tilt Brush, and I wish every teacher and student can experience it, but in all reality, we're not going to see that in the classroom.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to see that anytime soon, at least. I'm hoping that eventually we scale that down cost-wise, and that is something that are in classrooms, but we all know that that's just not something financially that's going to be provided. Or space-wise. I mean, it's almost like you have to have a designated room for something like that. But when you're talking about something like this, it's available right now. I think a lot of our students are on mobile devices. Our secondary students are definitely on Chromebooks. So we're kind of experiencing this time that they can be interacting right now in a way that functions. So it would be really cool to see. I know it's awesome to those people that are really into VR, that these technology buffs, and I know it's super cool to see that on the HTC Vive and Oculus Rift. But ultimately, when it comes down to functionality and actually usage, I think our students definitely can benefit from this immediately with a mobile device and kind of having them together.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome. Do you have any? So you were a classroom teacher. And, looking at this particular program, moving forward with what you guys are doing with Edorble, is there any recommendations on how to get started? So what would you say in the first usage?
The first usage, well, so most of our users are online teachers. So they teach classes that never actually come together physically online. For this reason, they really benefit from having this kind of sense of space during their interactions, that like feeling of togetherness that's kind of hard to achieve online with a lot of other tech tools. So, I mean, as a first step, I would just think, during any time where you would otherwise have like a Skype call or just like a text chat interaction, if you do any kind of synchronous learning, try out Edorble for it. It can be any kind of discussion-based activity. Anytime where you actually want to interact with your students together online, Edorble is a good, at least an alternative worth trying compared to some of the things you might be used to, especially if you're working with a large group of students. It can be really difficult to kind of come together with more than 10 people online. Video chat is really bandwidth intensive, and seeing those like 15 chat heads can be kind of awkward and doesn't really like feel that together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd say if you have an interest in like global collaboration stuff, and you want to give that a try, we have a lot of teachers already kind of as pioneers that are interested in this, and they're already starting to like network and put together like activities with each other and their students. So that's something that you can just jump into right off the bat if you want to get connected with some of those teachers. I'm always around if you want to just take like a trial run in Edorble, to just kind of meet you and take a tour around the space. So if you want to do like a soft run just with me, seeing what's up, I'm happy to do that as well.
That's really cool. Well, I'll tell you, Gabe, that, you know, Global Maker Day is coming up on Tuesday. This would be really cool to have something in the background for students to hop on and explore. We have EdCamp Global, now called Ed Change Global, coming up in February, at the end of February. And that's, I think, going to be just dynamic to have a tool like this for our classrooms to connect all over the world. Because last year we had 60 different countries represented.
Wow.
You know, so looking to the future, and I know we kind of talked about the translation features and things of that sort in the future. That is, I think, just something that we have to get our kids prepared for now. And,
Yep.
you know, to have a tool like that they don't really have access to and have a space, it would be really neat to have maybe even an Edorble, like what class activities are happening. Maybe, you know, just having a space that we can go to and everybody can post in and say, hey, I'm going to be available on Monday. If anybody else wants to hop on during this time, our class will be in here. But it's just, I think that's pretty awesome to have those types of options for our classrooms right now. So if you guys are watching, you need to be thinking about using Edorble now. This is the time to hop on. I'm like, so if, you know, by chance it doesn't, you know, cost money in the future, how about February? I mean, he's like, oh yeah, it will be free in February. So I'm like, yes, because I'm thinking Ed Change Global. But one thing that we're talking about, the topic of collaboration here and the importance of using the collaboration tools. So one of the tools that I just found out about yesterday is connected with Nearpod. So Nearpod Collaborate, a new feature that has been unlocked for a few of us. And so I wanted to just kind of preview it. So Gabe said that he would be happy to hop on and just kind of show. And if you're watching and you want to hop on, go ahead, and you can either be on a computer or be on your mobile device. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to screen share here. And I'll just go ahead and say my entire screen. Okay. So, all right. Here is Nearpod. So I signed into my account. I'm going to go ahead and start a new lesson. I'm just going to show you the process of doing this and how easy it is, because all of the activities in Nearpod to me are just super seamless, easy. Anybody can use it. So you choose add slide, and normally when I'm showing this, I'm normally showing VR stuff. So when I add content, I'm bringing people on these 360 experiences. But in this case, I would add an activity. So right here, I'm going to say add content, and I can, you know, choose that here. Or I can add a slide. In this case, I'm going to start off with a slide. Thanks for joining, and please collaborate. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then make sure I can share. Okay, so I got my first slide done. I'm going to add one more slide, and that is going to be the activity. So normally I do an open-ended question, a poll, a quiz, draw, but the new feature is now in beta, which is collaborative. And so here I can enter any discussion topic, and I'm curious what people think about Edorble. How could you use VR to collaborate? So, you know, maybe there's some ideas that people can run with and share and describe in this space. So I would say in my description, I might just say, you know, add your thoughts. And I can choose different board styles. I'll go ahead and go with the chalkboard, choose save. So I pretty much have 2 slides, and I'm ready to get this started and share it. And I'm going to say VR collaborate. Okay. Oh, it's going to ask me for grades level. Okay. Or I'm just going to say other. All right. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go back to my lesson plans and I'm going to see this and I'm going to share it out with you. And anybody wanting to join in, if you happen to be watching, I'm going to go to live lesson. So I'm going to show you here that is the code that you would type in. So if I'm on nearpod.com, I'm hearing a little bit of feedback from you, Gabe. Sorry if I'm driving you crazy.
No, it's all good.
Okay, but if I'm on nearpod.com, I would choose join, that orangish yellowish color, and then that lesson code would come right here. So it's KQECL. So I take that code, I put that in here. So on my computer, I could participate by joining in with that code. I could be on my mobile device. So inside of my app, I can open up my Nearpod app and I'm going to keep that on that screen. And then I would type in that code KQECL. And then I would join in on my device. And then I'm showing up on this page on my mobile device as well as on the computer. And then here I just choose for you to now see the next slide because I'm actually doing a live presentation of this. I'm going to say JD here. And then here is where you can post some things. So you would select this area right here to share your thoughts. So I can just type in some words. I'm also able to put in some images. So Gabe's ahead of the game here. This is fun. Okay, so I can come over here and I can look for an image powered by Google. So that Google search, and I can just type in the word fun. And so it's not that I'm necessarily adding in uploading an image, but it's super easy to go in there and find images that I would need. And then once I post, you can see that shows up there. From my mobile device, I can do the same thing. So I could type in, you know, how would I use that? I'm going to say ECGC 17, which is going to be Ed Change Global Classrooms. Definitely see this as a way for our students to collaborate. And then I'm going to go ahead and post that. So you can see here, this is a chance for us to all come in here. Now, if I want to specifically look at that one and say, ooh, that's a good idea, then I can like that. So that's kind of nice. Now, on the other end, on my mobile device, I can like it as well. And then Gabe, on his end, he can like some things as well. Gabe, do you want to go ahead and like a few of these just by selecting the little heart? Yeah. There you go. He likes it too. So we can go in there, and then that could be a topic that we talk about because that maybe received the most likes, or maybe a conversation that we need to follow up on. This might be a great way for you to ask your students, like, hey, you know, what do you still need more information about, or what did you not get from today's lesson, whatever it might be. They can post that here. It's coming up a way for us to collaborate, but it is also identifying some areas that that we need, you know, that we want to be able to talk about. So I can also share this here. I do like that because I'm going to go ahead and share our board right now, and I'm going to tweet that out. Let me make sure I include Nearpod in there. It's pretty cool. And once you do that, you can share that out maybe as a classroom post or whatever it might be. So I do like that feature. I do like that you can also send it by email. So if we wanted to look at that area, and then once you're done, you know, you could just end your lesson. So I really like this feature because I think it kind of goes hand in hand with our topic of collaboration. I'm going to go ahead and stop screen sharing here. All right. I feel like it does go with the topic of the collaboration and how we can have things happening. So if I wanted to post slides at the beginning when Gabe and I first started talking and saying, hey, join in, and I just kind of went slide to slide to slide, and as we were going through, hey, tell me your ideas, you know, what do you guys think? Type up what you think could happen. So it could have been a way for us to segment our conversation and allow this conversation within the audience or your students or whoever it might be. So this is I think it's a great tool with Nearpod. It's coming out here soon. I was really excited to be a part of being able to view it, and hopefully if you do have Nearpod, that's something that you'll use here really soon. And Gabe, I just want to say thank you again for the opportunity to talk to you about Edorble. I think that this program is going to be something pretty awesome for many, many classrooms. And I hope that, you know, in any way that I can help support, get that out, and whatever I can do, I'm certainly ready to help out. So do you want to share anything else before we head out?
Nope, I'm all good. Thanks again for having me. This has been fun. And yeah, thanks for being one of our Edorble pioneers.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to join me, make sure to go through this video. He walks you through step by step how to get in there. He gets back to you right away. Sends, you know, connect by Twitter, social media. He's been really good. Gabe, you've been really good at communication, collaborating. There you go. And so we look forward to seeing what Edorble is going to offer, as long as it's free for right now. So I'm hoping that we can come up with a plan for those classrooms too. So, all right, you guys have a great day, and thank you for joining in. Thanks, Gabe.